Instagram is one of my favorites. Instagram is neat because it's very in the now. So it's you use it on your iPhone, if you've got an iPhone. You basically take a picture of where you are, what you're eating, what you're wearing, who you're with. Put it onto your Instagram. You can then go through and choose different filters to make it look prettier, to fade it out. And then the next step is sending it out. So the neat thing about Instagram is that you can hook your Instagram once again up to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Flickr, your Tumblr, how many more? Foursquare as well. So the great thing is that you're hitting 4 or 5 different social media platforms all with one click. So once you've got your photo, you'll put your little conversation tagline in. You can hashtag and you can at people, put their Twitter handles in there. So once that goes onto Twitter, it goes directly to who you want it to go to. Also goes onto Facebook with a full caption so people can like it. It goes onto your Flickr board and everything else. So it's such a time saver. So as people who are, we all work really hard in Hong Kong and time is of a minimum. So something like this is fantastic because it gets your word out across a lot of platforms in a minimal amount of time. Pinterest for me would be one of the major ones to have just because it saves so much time.
I would say Pinterest is more on the online world. Instagram.
Sorry, I meant did I say Instagram?
No. And Instagram may be more on the real world.
Definitely. So yeah, it really is based. So the photos that you're expected to put on Instagram are of what you're doing and where you're at. It's not often that people would take a photo of a magazine editorial and post it up. It wouldn't really be seen as the thing to do on Instagram. It's all about where you are and what you're doing.
Maybe one last platform is Polyvore. Okay. Polyvore is a platform which has been around for some time, and people are using it a lot to create sets. This one, for instance, with products from different brands that you can find throughout the internet, create very creative stock sets about the latest trends, for instance. It works the same way. You can simply tag the pictures you like. And you've got the same type of bookmark. Click to Polyvore, it will drag the image to your profile, and then you can create sets with different brands as well. Brands have been using it quite a lot, doing competitions, for instance, for the most appealing set. I believe most of you are already familiar with Facebook, at least on a personal level. So I don't think we'll show it today, maybe at the end if we have a little more time. Maybe we should move to the do's and don'ts of social media. Who would like to start with that? What are your tips?
I think one of the major tips I have, just coming from my area of business, meaning running a website for girls here in Hong Kong, which, to be honest, is a great avenue for independent designers to come to because it's a very targeted niche group. I think I've spoken to a number of you here in the audience about how great a platform is to reach a smaller audience when you're first starting, instead of trying to kind of cast a very large net, and it may not be very successful on a smaller budget. With that being said, I think when you're looking to venture into the social media platform as a startup small company, is making sure you've done your due diligence in the lead up, meaning that you're ready to really launch your brand. I've spoken to a lot of independent designers that are wanting to come and promote their brand via the Sassy network, but sometimes the timing just isn't right. Meaning, we're very anxious to have an amazing product, we're very anxious to spread the word to our readers, but there are some crucial things that may be missing, meaning the website might not be done. That's the first thing in terms of we're spreading the word about this amazing product. The girls want to run to the website, they want to follow your Facebook page, but there's nothing on there. So making sure that when you're ready to start promoting your brand, that you're ready to scream it from the rooftops. You're ready to be committed in terms of having a place where they can either locate where your shop is, order online, follow your Facebook page, and know that they're going to constantly be engaged on a regular basis. I think that's super important before venturing into going crazy in the social media atmosphere. So that's tip number one. I don't know if anyone else wants to.
I guess basically it's about knowing your target market before you start. Whether you do it online or offline, I think that's very, very important. Once you know actually your market, keep it really relevant. Post things that are really relevant to your audience, and don't make it personal. Well, of course you can post personal blogs or postings, but related back to what your audience wants to hear. And one thing that we'll actually talk later about as well, for most people, is the big question is how do you make money out of this whole social media thing? Because it's a great marketing tool. But I think later we talk a bit more about analytics and how to use them, because it's actually not that difficult. But that's my tip. Check your analytics, but also especially know your target market before you start.
Justin, what works best in terms of content? Is it links, text, pictures, videos?
I would say images first. First and foremost, images, really good ones. Content is important. People don't. We decided it was 4 seconds per post, wasn't it? So as a rule, people will stay on your blog site for all of 4 seconds. They'll skim through. The first things they're going to see are the images. They might browse through and look for links then. So make sure if you've got a brand name or if you're referencing anything, make sure that you can link it, even if it's just a complicated or a industry word. Link it to Wikipedia so that they know what you're talking about. Content is important. However, if someone's going to spend a time on your site, make sure that your words are beautiful, that your story makes sense. I've been put off so many times where I've gone onto sites, the photos are awesome, links are there, and then I've gone to read the story and I've just gone, boring. What is she doing? It just doesn't make sense, and it puts me off completely. You've got to have the content, but it's something to work on last, I would say. Make sure that you've got your links and your images up there first.
And to be short.
And to be short, yeah, 500 words, absolutely max. 300 is probably where you're wanting to be hitting. 200, 250, 300.
Another important thing I think to keep in mind is regularity and the frequency of what you share. If you start, don't post one thing today and then the next thing next month, but you won't get an audience. Don't start with 3 posts or 4 posts today and then switch to 1, back to 10 and back to 2. But try to, be a little strict with yourself, I think. Another question about social media that I've been hearing a lot lately is about making it personal. Should I promote my brand under the brand's name or under my own name?
Yes, we had this discussion yesterday. I don't think, like as a fashion startup, I guess your name is your personal name is very closely associated to your brand. So let's say your name is Josephine, then you start your brand yours. I don't know, floral, I don't know. But ultimately, what people need to realize, and I think most people probably do, is that anything that you post online will stay online. So if you don't want to share with someone else, just don't share it. Since social media has developed, people post a lot of personal stuff. to a certain extent, people, and that's one of the key reasons why people get interested in you, apart from just looking at the product, because people like to hear your personal view, but keep it professional. No one is interested whether you, which bar you go to, or maybe some people are, but it has nothing to do with fashion. So if you talk about fashion and personal thing, just say what is a good product or why you like it, and make some recommendations. So yes, you can post personal views, but as long as it refers back to your audience and what they like to hear, and talk about your brand, and not actually about your personal life.
I very much agree with that statement. What we've been doing a lot on Sassy is kind of giving our readers a glimpse into a lot of the independent designers or the amazing people that we've discovered that they're doing in their personal life. Actually, just yesterday we did a feature on Jasmine. We've been doing a That Girl feature, and essentially it's a feature asking girls kind of what they do on a regular basis, getting a glimpse in their closet, touching upon what they do in a business perspective as well, which is a wonderfully soft way to promote a brand, because that goes over extremely well. And I was talking to Jasmine this morning, and she was saying she even got business out of that feature. So I personally believe that a lot of people in your target market, they actually resonate more with a personal connection to the independent designer themselves. The reason why people like independent designers is because there's something different to them than the major big brands. So there's something personal about it. I know personally myself, I love saying, I bought this from an independent designer. I know something about the person behind that label. So I think it's creating that nice balance between keeping it professional, giving a glimpse into your personal life that relates to the business in general. Posting things about style, whether it's related to your brand or not, giving your target audience a reason as to why to like your brand beyond what you're selling.